Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. It's a big build, it's a massive build today. We have got the Deagostini Collectibles release and build the 1/6 scale Ford Mustang. So this Shelby GT500, before I go into it, it's absolutely ginormous. Once again, check out how many times I use synonyms of ginormous or enlarged or massive or something like that. But we do have another die-cast car today. Let me just check that one out. So this is the 1967. Now it does look a lot like the Super Snake, doesn't it? Check that out. That's the behind. I won't take this out of the case this time. And that's what the front looks like. But this is another one of the free gifts that we get. It's like a die-cast car with this collection. Pretty cool. Right. So today we're doing stages 24 to 28. I've had a quick look through the instructions today, and it looks like we're adding some of the hub carrier to the wheel. We're working on the exhaust, and we've got the rear chassis. Now that's what's in that big box right there, which you're going to see later on. Now if you want to get this for yourself, don't know if this is still available. It keeps coming and going, but check out the link in the video description and also the QR code on the screen. But let's see how big this thing actually is. Without further ado, let's get cracking. So here you go. We're going to start with stage 24. Here's the magazine. And as you can see, we are starting the Transverse Muffler. Looking like that. And there's Steve McQueen. Okay, there's the rest of the magazine. Looking just like that. So here's stage 24. And I am constantly in awe at how big these parts are. Because when you do a lot of 1/8 builds on the channel and you start to see a 1/6 build, you just think, wow, everything looks so oversized. Okay, what we're going to do. First off, we're going to be taking this section that looks like that. And I'm going to be taking this part of the muffler. Now, perhaps I need to just zoom up just a touch because we want the end here, which is actually further in than this end here. If I have that the other way around, you can see it's further out. We want it so it's further in because I'm about to put this section into that. Now, it's going to be going in this way. And I'm pushing that down. And that will keep that into position there. As a matter of fact, it goes in quite tight that you're not going to worry about it falling out. I'm going to do the same on the other one. Now we have got an indent on this plug, so just make sure that indent faces upwards and then push that side in and make sure it's in all the way, which it is. Then if you remember in the previous pack, we assembled these exhaust pipes. I want the left one first, and it is stamped with an L. The left one is going to be going on this side over here, again with that little notch facing up. So again, if you look on the top camera, all the notches here, 1, 2, and 3 are facing the same direction. And we do the same with the one on the right hand side here. And there we go. That is them all in. We've assembled that quickly. Obviously we want to seal all of this together. So I'm going to be putting the top of this muffler on this way round, just like that. To hold it in, we have got these screws here. These are PS02 screws. And the good thing about this build is because everything is so oversized and big, I don't really have to use my PHO screwdriver. I can pretty much use my PH1 for everything. So with this last part in here, we've got this now looking like that. Again, I know that doesn't show size. So once again, I'm going to use my head. Check that out. It's big, isn't it? Okay, let's move on to the next stage. In stage 25, here's the magazine. And we are going to be putting the hub carrier, just like we did last time, on this wheel, looking like that. We're going to be doing the same on the one that we'd worked in the last pack here. So putting all this together here, and then once that's in place, it's going to look just like that. And then again, this is the rest of the magazine. So here's stage 25. Let's get everything out. And the first thing we're going to do is, again, we've got this little pipe which is going to go round the caliper. So we've got one going in this side here. And then the other one is going into the hole just at the top there. Quite easy fit. You're not going to need to glue that either. Whoops, and I dropped it. Put that to one side. And I'm now going to be bringing over the hub carrier here and putting in the back of the brake disc. So when I put this on, I want to put this on this way and make sure that this hole here lines up with that bigger hole there. You can see on the top camera, we do have 2 tabs, which are going to be pushing the rest of that into place. So if I push this down, it'll give you an idea of how this goes, just like that. So it fits flat in there. I then get to put the top of that over there like that. So that's how the disc is looking now. And then the caliper goes in at the back here, which is then going to keep that disc in. So the caliper's going in here just like that. It's actually held in with a DS01 screw, exactly the same as what we did in the last pack. Bring over the wheel and make sure that that notch section there is going into the keyhole pattern that we've got there. So it's a case of just lining that up. So then that fits all the way into there like that. And then finally, I just need one of these DS12 flange screws to put in from this side here and make sure that goes in tight. As a matter of fact, let me put some oil on that. And there we go. And then to finish that off, we have got the Shelby logo here, which will just go into there like that. And that is all there is to do in that stage. So, stage 26. See what we're going to be doing. We are going to be doing the fuel tank filler pipe. So 2 pipes going into the bottom of the fuel tank here. So that's looking like that. And again, here's the magazine. This one's going to be a very quick stage. Get this open. That fuel tank's big. I'm just going to lay them out like this so I can identify the difference between these parts here. All we're going to do first is actually bring both of these together. So 2 tabs to press together like this. And there we go. That's in place. We've got keyhole pattern just at the top here, which is going to go into this silver section just like that. And then we do have these screws, which are PS20 screws, to hold that in. I said this was a quick stage, didn't I? And that's just going to go through the bottom here. And let's get that in nice and tight. And there we go. That's how that looks. And again, that's how big the fuel tank is, but that's all there is to do in that stage. Now this is going to be a quite big pack, I think, because in stage 27, we have got the start of the rear chassis. And this is what it's looking like there, but we don't actually do anything with it on this stage. So you get to bask in the glory of what it looks like and how big it is. So this comes in the box like this. Again, big box. And this is exactly what it's looking like. Probably best on that side camera there. Look, check that out. And again, this is just the back of the vehicle. So it's going to be massive, absolutely massive. Which means the last thing that we're going to be doing for a week now. It's going to be just over a week, actually. The last build we're doing for just over a week. We're going to do the other side of the fuel tank. By the look of it, we're going to be attaching this to that rear chassis there. Actually, we are putting the exhaust system in as well. So that's a nice way to end this week off. So let's bring over the rear part of that chassis. And what we had in this one, which looks like this, that's just going to go into this fitting just there. Turn it over. And then in the other side here, this is where we're going to be putting the filler cap and stuff on. That's going to go on this way. And to hold them both together, we've got these PS20 screws. I do want to ensure that when I put these in, that the notches on the side here mix with these side posts here. So once I've got 2 in, it should make the rest easy to put in. That's 1. And I've got a screw already lined up to go down in this corner here. Perfect. And then I'll just put the other 2 screws in each side. And there we go. That's the fuel tank in place. Might as well just keep it that way gently for a second, because now we're going to be putting in that exhaust system. And basically we're going to be putting these parts of the mufflers into these holes here. And then that will line everything else up to where it needs to go, as you can see there. Now it is a case of turning this over using the same PS20 screws to put this in. So we need 2 to hold these sections in on this side, and then 2 down the bottom here, and then finally the last 2 screws are just going to be going into the 2 holes here, and this one's number 2. And with that in place, that's all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack, and that's exactly how that's looking, and that's how this has finished up for another month. That looks pretty cool, huh? Love it. And guess what? That's it for this week. In fact, I'm not back until the 9th of June. I'm going to be in Wonderfest in Louisville from tomorrow. Flights, well, I'm actually at the airport tomorrow. And then when I come back, I'm straight off to Europe. So there's going to be no videos on the channel for a good week, but there will be some live streams. And if I can get a video up on the Saturday of Wonderfest, which I normally try and do every year, I'm going to be doing that. So what I tend to do is the competition room opens up around about midday. It takes about 2 hours to film everything in there, and then it'll probably take about 3 hours to edit. So I will try and get a video up on Saturday so you can see some of the amazing entries that are in there. But anyway, take care of yourselves, and I will see you in a week's time.